Hey there, I'm Casey and welcome to my garden in Tampa, Zone 10A. Today is August 16th and we're going to do our garden walkthrough video. Check it out. Okay, so welcome back to the garden, and yep, it's August and we finally got some rain, so the front is filling out, so let's check it out. We've got Christmas loquat. It's not flowering yet though. We've got papaya. We've been eating a lot of this green papaya. We've got blueberries. This is orange sherbet mango. We just had our last one this month, so it lasted a long time. You can see our living fence of sugarcane. So it's giving us that privacy. Oh, you can't see, it's kind of hidden. Our ooh la la avocado back there. This moringa is temporary. It's just giving that young tree some shade, as well as this jaboticaba. And then we have katuk, lemongrass. This is our Pickering mango. It's been in the ground about a year and a half. We got about a dozen mangoes off of it this year. And surrounding it is holy basil or tulsi. This is a soursop. We're trying to air layer it, but it's really windy as we just had that hurricane, so all of the air layers snapped off, but it's flowering. Has a lots of flowers on it. So hopefully we'll get some fruit. This is peanut butter fruit. It has lots of flowers up there. We haven't gotten any fruit off of it yet, but there are some young fruit here. While we're back here, this is butterscotch sapodilla. It didn't flower. The other ones all have flowers and fruit on it, but this one, not yet. And this is Floragon. It's getting taller than I am now. We come over this way. It's getting like a forest. It's coming in. This is Blackberry Jam Fruit. It has these little fruit on it that, oh, there's like little green anole everywhere. So these are the fruit, and you open them up and it tastes like a blackberry jam. This is Venus mango. Nothing on that one yet. This is our My One jackfruit. We've got 4 different jackfruit. In the jackfruit, we're using it as a living trellis for beans. I'm sure these are like black beans or something. If we walk under here, this is a Barbados cherry, and it's finally starting to give us some flowers. Maybe not this one, the other one. And then under the bananas are all different types of blackberries. We had like 4 or 5 different types planted, but now they're just all kind of coming up, so who knows what they are. We have to be very careful walking because there are, now we know, paper wasps, and they're all in these bananas and they will sting you. So like here. They're usually pretty nice, but they will sting you. In the front, this is our black sapote. This is the Reineke variety. It kept like dying and coming back and dying and coming back, but it's good, so now it's going to be a bush. We want to keep it small because behind it is a lemon meringue. You'll see in a moment. So this is Miracle Fruit, and we've got a whole bunch of cherries on it. And then we have lemon meringue. And more papaya. This is Honey Kiss. We prune it every 2 hands kind of, and it gives this very complex branching structure so that next season we'll have a lot of branches to choose from for our mangoes. This is a peach tree. It hasn't done anything, but we pruned it, and eventually the Honey Kiss will take its place in the garden. Back here, we've got blueberry bushes, and then we planted, new to the garden this month, is a Vietnamese pomegranate. We've got our fig still holding on. This is one of my favorite plants in the garden. This is Senna alata. Pollinators love it. It's a host plant to the sulfur butterfly. And then more blueberries. Again, we've got more moringa. This is providing shade to some blueberries. There's a Suriname cherry back here, but I don't like it. This was planted this month. This is a cherry lotta. This is the painter variety. We picked this up from Zane's World. Happy birthday, Zane, if you're watching our video. He's turning 21. Again, this is our My One jackfruit. And this is our front garden. And then you can see the living fence behind us, giving us some privacy and windbreak from the winds. Now let's go check out the backyard. Before we go back there, this is our Namwa banana. I think it's also called apple banana. We had some for the first time and they're really, really good. But this tree or this banana plant is really big. Welcome to the backyard. We start with the fire bush, and then we have a jaboticaba in the ground. This fire bush will get cut down to be much smaller than it is as the jaboticaba starts to grow. There's also Sapphire Shower. And then we've got noni fruit with lots of fruit on it. This plant likes a little bit more shade because right here was sweet almond, but sweet almond, if you have it in your garden, you know it's very vigorous. So she just got her hair cut, but it was shading the noni. And she was also blocking this mango. This is coconut cream, so we wanted to make sure to give it enough space. Behind it, this is lion's mane. No, this is lion's tail. But it's weird because some of them, the tails are longer than others. Interesting. Then we have this island. This island has a papaya that we didn't like. We don't like the ripened papaya, so we're learning how to eat it green. But yeah, compost. So go to compost. This is fruit punch mango, and at the bottom we have store-bought pineapple tops, and we harvested our first pineapple. I'm gonna make that video coming out soon. We've got more moringa, and that's just providing shade to plants like naranjilla. And we've got 4 o'clocks, one of the best smells. Grasshoppers. This is China jackfruit. It's grown a lot. And let's keep walking down this way. So this is Cestrum. We've got more pineapples. We had a Ruby Supreme guava back there, but it needed more water and we planted it too young, so we're gonna replace that one. Grafted mulberry. There's Chiang Mai 60 on here, Skinner, as well as Shangri-La. This needs to get pruned. This is M4 mango and African blue basil. This African blue basil is a perennial, and you can see it flowers all of the time. Whenever it gets too big, you simply just prune it. It'll rebound nicely, and it's about 4 feet tall now. This banana is Cocoa Po. We had one flower a few months ago, but the wind came and toppled it over because it's really thin. Porterweed. Porterweed is fun. The bees love it. You can make a tea out of it and eat the flowers. They taste like mushrooms. Underneath the power pup, we put a whole bunch of orchids, so they're starting to grip to it, so that's exciting. And then we have another orchid that's about to bloom with pretty purple. This is an achacha. They've got sooty mold because of one of the powder puffs, so we're going to top work that or remove it. Back here is a sapodilla. This is morena. It's not getting enough light, and it's also covered in sooty mold, so we're pruning trees at a time and allowing the fruit trees, so it's just in that transition. But there's also coffee under here. There's different tide plants, eyelash plants, Brazilian bellflower, lots of fun stuff. We have our Heliconia. This is another mulberry. This is world's best mulberry. Then we have another coffee plant. This is Blackberry Iris. And this is one of my favorite Bromeliads. There's a bunch of shade-loving plants under there. This is a mango that we had an accident with. Then now we don't know, so we're going to run experiments on it, kind of. We think the graft might have been included. Who knows? Check out that video. But we're top working it, kind of, to pina colada. So that's a delicious mango. And then we have sugarcane over there, where pepper is. So from that island, then we have this island. This is Silas Wood Sapodilla, and it has covered in fruit and flowers. It's been flowering for a few months, so that's really exciting. This is strawberry tree or Montingia. It'll give you these red berries that taste like cotton candy. And there's like 1,000 seeds inside. It just tastes like cotton candy. So it's fun to be able to walk around the garden and just eat things. This is Fireball Mallow, and it had a whole bunch of scale and pests on it, but I just chopped it off. So now we have all this new growth coming. This is one of my favorite smells in the garden. This is Chinese Perfume, and it's about to flower. Oh, there's wasps inside. There's wasps everywhere in the garden. Over here there's another mulberry, but it's not getting enough light. I put another variety on it, and then it took, and then I messed with the graft site and broke it. So yeah, just be patient. Here you have more bananas. They're Dwarf Cavendish and Grand Nain, and Terrence, our T-Rex, is watching over them. We have our amazing more Heliconia. Again, this started as a garden about 10 years ago, so that's where all these tropicals come from. Then we have our white sapote. This is the Campbell variety. More moringa, because there was a cacao providing shade to the cacao, but it died. This is Oliver loquat. This is Canna edulis. And then Choquette avocado. And something else on this island before we move on, edible, is another Jaboticaba. On this island, this is Fuengtang carambola or starfruit, and underneath of that is Clematis, and it's one of the best smells in the garden. Let me go show you this. Okay, back here, this is white chocolate jasmine, and you can see the blooms. It smells exactly like white chocolate. It's incredible. And then the seeds are poison. But yeah, that's one of the top smells in the garden. And then back here, this is coffee. This coffee is about, I would say about 10 years old. And this is the first time we're really getting a lot of fruit set on it. They love water and partial shade. And then there's more plants under here on the island. There's different blueberries and aloe plant. So coming back over here, there are pineapples on the ground, and there are 2 different types of blueberries. And this is a ice cream bean. It's gonna provide shade because back there is a cacao, but he's only like this big now, so it's just being shaded. We've got butterfly pea vine. Inside there is also 2 different types of dragon fruit. There's Haley's Comet and then Purple Haze. We've got Plumeria, which is gonna get a haircut, but keeps flowering. And then underneath of that this is the blue grape. This is so beautiful, this Plumeria. The other one over there is a white one with yellow inside. There's shrimp. There's 4 or 5 different kinds of shrimp in the garden. This is Aki. Aki is a Jamaican delicacy, a favorite. It's growing slowly. Here are 2 more papaya, and they're providing shade to this cacao. So that's a cacao tree. And then we have this island. So yeah, so let's do this island. This is Pineapple Pleasure Mango, and it's delicious. So excited to have that in the garden. We've got more Canna edulis. This is just Clerodendrum. This is another peanut butter fruit. So down here, this is a limeberry. Oh man, it is spiky. It feels like a finger lime. Also down here are Nepales, edible cactus. Just jam the stuff in here, it'll all work. This is another Sapphire. This is the maycock. This is the maycock, and there are fruit on it. Okay, so there's no fruit on it yet, but there's flowers coming. We keep coming around. This is Chief Kubo, edible hibiscus. We also have Ant Lilies and Kiko's Crump. And then down here is a really small 1 gallon. This is a green sapote. So whenever you're planting your trees, the size of the trees at planting definitely matters, because that was a 1 gallon and you can see how slow it is. So walking from the cacao, this is another trail. You can see the forest is coming in. We've got more pineapple. This is sugarloaf. This is another jackfruit. This is cochin. This is sherbet berry. It gives you these little berries. This is overdone. And you can make juice out of them. It's not really a eat fresh kind of berry, but they taste like sherbet. It's pretty good. Then this is a purple Firespike. Got our beautiful white candles down here. This is the Ronnie avocado. It's an off-season avocado, so whenever we planted our avocados and chose our varieties, we got them different seasons so we can have avocados and fruit more. You can see our Tahitian hat, and then there's a red Firespike up there. And then here we have more bananas, and that's pretty much it for the backyard. So now let's go to the side yard. First thing we have coming from the backyard, this is San Pablo Custard Apple, which is probably realistically a seedling, we're learning, of the custard apples. So we're excited because it has lots of flowers on it under here. So we're excited to hopefully try it this year. So this is supposed to be San Pablo. We'll go with seedling. Then next we have another Barbados Cherry. And this Barbados Cherry is actually giving us cherries. So exciting. And then also back here is guava. This is Ruby Supreme 629. They are really pretty. It smells really good, but we had one and it had worms, so now that we know how they grow, we're gonna start bagging them. This all is shampoo ginger. Man, I forgot to show the shampoo ginger back there, but I'll make a video on it. But yeah, this is all shampoo ginger. It's super cool. Here we have another mango. This is Rosy Gold. Again, it's grown a lot. It was planted very small. We've got sweet potatoes in the raised beds. Raised beds are pretty much only good for sweet potatoes in the summer. This beast is Cecropia. Cecropia is also known as gummy worm fruit, but it keeps aborting the fruit. So these are supposed to be really long, but I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's just too young, working on the root system. This is Patomba. We have a Patanga tuba over there, but this is Patomba. Here we have another jackfruit. This is Golden Nugget. And behind it is another cassia. That just brings in the butterflies. This is cotton. I've been growing cotton for a few years, but I don't see any cotton pods. Oh, there is some from like last year. But yeah, so cotton is fun to grow. In this bed we also have longevity spinach and more basil. This is Molish Sapodilla, and she's covered in fruit and flowers. And then we also have more Pea Vine. The anthocyanins, the purple pigment in the Pea Vine, is really good for you. And then last on here, not really last on here because we've got more. This is another Custard Apple. We don't know what that one is. In this bed we have onions, mint, rosemary, garlic, and tobacco because it's fun, why not? This was dwarf Hawaiian mango, but we replaced it with a kaimito. So we got 3 different varieties of Caimito. Oh, look, a lizard. And we're going to graft 2 varieties onto here, so we'll have 2 varieties because you need 2 different varieties to pollinate. But he's young, so we're going to plant some. We're going to put something right here just to give him a little bit of shade to harden him off a little bit. We've got one more side of the garden. Here we go. This is my Bougainvillea. It's 12 years old. There are about 7 different colors on it. The red one is the most vigorous, and the purple one. Here we have a new Canna called Baldwins Canna. It's also edible. And then we have the other one there. Before I get too far, this is another white sapote. Just to see the size of it. This is another Campbell. Then this is our sugar apple. It's supposed to be Kampong Mauve, but it's not, so it's a seedling of it. We harvested 4 or 5 fruit and they're delicious, so we're gonna keep him anyway. As I walk down the front, you can see this is just a suburban neighborhood. So we have Bougainvillea planted, but there's just a street. So along the street here we have an avocado. This is Lula, and they are very large fruit inside. I think they're ready, so we can start harvesting them. Here we have Trompo Canistel. Here's Simmons avocado. Here we have ice cream mango. This is a Mame. This is the paste variety. We also have the Lorito in the back, and then more Bougainvillea. This is another white sapote, the Redlands variety. At the base of this cedar tree, this is Casa Banana, and we're gonna make a video on that because we harvested a few and it smells amazing. It's also known as fragrant melon. On this side, this is another Sapodilla. This is the Alano variety, and there are fruit down at the bottom. I'll show you. So I think 3 of our 6 Sapodillas have fruit on it. We have an elephant foot yam. We saw one of these at Fruit and Spice Park and it smelled incredible, like peanuts. So we're excited to have added it to the garden. You can see on the side of the fence, we're also using this as another living fence. This is black beans, and we harvested some. Let's see if we have more. So these are our black beans. We're just growing them on the fence. Incredible. Maybe good to grow your own food. So we have more sugar cane over here as a living fence and privacy, windbreak. This is true cardamom. We've got our Sapodilla. And then this is our Thai giant Jujube. And it is incredible, one of the must-have fruit trees in the garden. I made a video on it. Check that out. It's like an apple replacement. Here we have a Miami soursop, and it has flowers on it. There were several flowers on it, but we haven't seen any fruit set. Then we have, this is our Namdok Mai mango. This raised bed had Seminole pumpkins in it, but the caterpillars came and ate them all, so we replaced it with pineapples. Here we have a Gefner Atamoya. It has 3 fruit on it. And then in this raised bed, these are perennial lima beans, perennial tropical lima beans. And last thing we have is our gac fruit. So this is all gac fruit. We found our male and our female, so we'll be able to have some fruit soon and sell in our nursery food forest finds. Thanks so much for watching. That's our video walkthrough for August 2024. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.